everyone, and welcome to another episode of What's Wrong with Wrestling. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano and Eric Slamilton Hamilton.
And we are at the movies.
Wow, even you're both young enough, old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
Fighting with my family. This movie has gotten really good reviews.
Great reviews.
And
Really? By who?
I think like anyone in the WWE said watched it, basically.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, even in our listeners, said it was good.
I thought it was a decent movie. I didn't think it was bad by any means.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah. There
Her
was
character arc was awful.
right.
And even at the last minute of the movie, you're like, she does not want this. This should have been her brother's story.
Yeah.
Or her mother's story. Or
Right.
her father's story.
The end was rushed.
Like
for
they
sure.
made
Oh,
her
absolutely.
seem like she still didn't want it.
yeah.
She was fighting with it the entire time.
Yeah,
You don't want to
exactly.
watch a movie where the heroes like their journey ends and like you still don't know if they wanted it.
right. Yeah.
You want her. You want it
She's
to
like,
be the
well,
brother.
I guess.
I want to see the
I
brother make it
won.
to WWE. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Like she just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Even right before she came out on Raw, she's like, I don't think I can do this.
Right.
What?
It was kind of crazy. Like,
And it's based on a true
I imagine
story.
her brother still wrestles. Like, she
He
couldn't
does.
get him like one match and be her.
I thought
his
about
manager.
that too. Yeah,
No,
but WWE's like
everyone
no, we don't do
has.
that.
Everyone has.
Everyone has a
siblings
brother or a sister.
Yeah.
that also
They do it
tries
for
to
one.
wrestle.
That's true.
Doesn't
Think about
work
The
out.
Rock's brother. Like he never comes out. Ever.
Rock has a brother.
No. But my point is like, maybe just someone like that.
Right.
But even that you don't see. You don't see a Rock brother, Stone Cold brother. You don't see
Yeah.
Triple H. You don't see any other.
Well, not all of them have siblings that are wrestlers
you still want to be on
Yeah,
TV.
but a lot of them do.
Some,
Yeah.
yeah, they really do.
or girlfriends or
But
boyfriends.
I hated her
Well,
character. And
yeah.
if it's based on a true story, she's nothing like Paige.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that were off that they clearly changed for the movie. That whole thing at the end was different too.
Yes, this was almost a fictional story.
Right. Which I didn't like because it's literally about Paige.
Very loosely based on real events.
Loosely based on
Loosely paged
Paige.
on real page.
And how do you not have the sex tape scandal in there? I mean, it's the whole point of the
How do you
movie.
not have
That
this
happened.
is Xavier Woods?
That happened years later from when this movie took place.
Well,
You could have fit it in.
yeah.
Shouldn't
I don't know why
Well,
you would fit that in when it's
that's what
basically
she said.
Because then they'd sell.
a
better.
WWE promotion movie. That's
Yeah.
what this is.
That's all it was.
Well, there's kind of a wink at it in the movie.
There is. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't think it was as bad as you guys said. I actually liked it. Was it historically accurate? Not even close.
Not even.
But if you just look at it like a movie, like Moneyball is based on a true story, but it's not even close to being historically accurate.
Yeah.
Like, Brad Pitt doesn't hire a kid right out of college, and that's not it. The character of Jonah Hill does not exist in real life.
Right.
Yes, he did.
No,
Yes.
he did not.
Oh, he did. The Mets hired him, and they didn't do anything
That's
with
not
it.
the Jonah Hill character, though.
That's who he's based on.
No, he's not.
All right.
He's not.
Okay.
Welcome to our recap of
no reason to
Moneyball.
fight this. I'm going to shut
Well,
that down.
Okay, I'm telling you, he's not.
Okay. So, loosely based on Paige.
Very loose.
For sure.
Yeah. So we start the movie off with footage of The Rock wrestling. We see a young boy named Zach watching and celebrating The Rock's victory when the channel on the TV changes. It's weird. Like, I feel like this whole movie, you already saw the whole movie on the trailer.
You pretty much did.
Like almost
Yeah.
every scene in the movie was like, yeah, I saw that scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. But it's 13-year-old Paige, or Soraya. The brother and sister start arguing over the TV remote, and Zach puts Paige in a crappy sleeper hold. Then in walks their dad, who helps his son put a good sleeper hold on her.
He's like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're never gonna choke her out like that."
The girl
Right.
looked familiar, too.
Who?
The little girl.
Oh.
The
I
little.
never
girl?
looked her up. The girl who played Little Paige.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was the little girl from Logan.
Is that right?
No.
Oh,
Not.
I was like, damn.
So then in walks Mom, who asks what's going on, and Paige says, he's choking me, and then she's like, well, what are you going to do about it? So Paige reverses it into an arm wringer, and they're all proud of her. Mom and Dad starts complimenting Paige, so she realizes they want something, and she says, what are you two dickheads off to? Because that's the family. Like,
That's
right
the
away
family.
you
Yeah.
know that they're, cursing all the time. and
Right.
They're not
And
classy
then
people.
Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is the mom.
Yeah. 300 for me. She was in 300.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's the one that gets banged in the ass by Leonidas.
Okay.
And then banged in the ass by that other guy.
Yeah, she loves that ass play.
So anyways, her mom and dad wanted to wrestle in their under 18 match for their wrestling promotion, but Paige says, I don't want to be a wrestler. And however, her mom says, you'll love it. It's like coke, crack, and heroin combined. And Paige is like, have you done coke, crack, and heroin? And mom says, not combined.
Yeah.
So Paige still isn't comfortable wrestling another girl. So her brother Zach says, well, what if you're wrestling me? So we cut to the match. Paige is in the ring with her brother. Her brother's in a pink Power Ranger costume with a mask and a wig. And she's nervous at first, but she gets excited once she hits a clothesline. And the 20 people in the crowd start cheering for her.
20?
Yeah.
Like 12.
Okay, sorry. So Paige gets knocked down, but then when she gets knocked down, we see that it's older Paige now, who is 18, and she's wrestling her mom. The dad tries to get involved, but then Zach runs out. Paige dives onto her mom and dad, and her and Zach pin her parents together, and they win the match. And afterwards, they pack up the ring and put it on top of their van. The dad calls WWE on the phone because he sent them videos of his kids, and he hasn't heard back yet.
Because that's what happens. You just call up WWE. Hey, did you get my video?
Right.
And they answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you. Bye.
The woman on the phone is just like, oh, they'll call back if necessary. It's like the WWE hotline.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
Did you get my video?
Yeah.
So the next day, Paige and some other girls are handing out wrestling flyers, but no one's interested. 2 blonde girls say they don't like wrestling because they aren't children or morons. And one of the other girls handing out flyers asks, how do you know you don't like wrestling if you've never been? One of the blonde girls says, I've never had rectal bleeding before, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a fan of that. So Paige says, how about I shove her head up your ass and we could find out? And they run away because they're afraid of her.
And then they're like, ha ha ha.
They're like, oh, you freak.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zach is picking up some...
So that's like setting up, like, we want you to know that she's an underdog.
Yeah.
And she's a freak.
Right.
And she's an ugly freak who shouldn't make it.
Yeah.
Paige is gorgeous.
Right.
And this girl was too cute to be a freak. Why, she has a lip ring that makes her a freak?
Yes.
Her mom is a freak.
Oh, God, her hair's black.
Her dad's a freak.
And
Freak.
she
With
wears
black hair and a lip ring, now you're a freak.
She wears all black clothing all the time.
Freak.
Every day of her life.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Zach is picking up some other young kids for wrestling school.
Some, like, homeless kids.
Pretty much, I guess, right? Zach chases after one of them because he's selling drugs, and he tells him to stop or he won't train him anymore. So at the family gym, Paige and Zach are training the kids. One of them gets a stiffy while putting Paige in the full Nelson, so he has to
boners.
do 50 boners. Zach makes him do 50 push-ups, and he's like, "Oh, why? Because I got hard for your sister." He's like, "Yeah, how desperate are you, mate?"
How
You can do
desperate,
50.
mate.
You can do 50 push-ups or 1 cock push-up.
Right. So the dad is in his office with another grown wrestler, and he wants to know if this wrestler will take a garbage can lid to the face. And he's like, oh, how does it feel? And then he hits him square in the face with it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's not really how it works, but okay. So then he asks him if he'll take a bowling ball to the nuts, and then he actually hits the guy in the nuts with a bowling ball. That's definitely not how it works.
No.
You don't actually do the move.
No.
It's like low blows. They're not real. You don't
Like,
actually...
this is like really trying to keep up the illusion that wrestling is real.
Right.
Desperately.
Or maybe that her
I
dad
guess.
is so stupid that like he
right.
thinks wrestling's real.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. So also the dad's worried because the shows aren't making enough money, and the mom says, oh, we'll figure it out. And then Zach's girlfriend Courtney walks into the gym, and we see like Paige and them hug from far away. And then we go back home. We find out that Courtney and her parents are coming over for dinner because Courtney's pregnant. And Zach is pleading with his family to not curse and be classy to make a good impression.
Yeah.
So we have dinner time with Courtney's parents.
This scene was just... It's too forced.
Right.
Like, I mean...
It was.
Are they just morons? Like, we're just going to be us.
Both parents.
We're going to pick our nose and fart. Like, you could be not yourselves. Like, you're trying to meet this girl's family. They're obviously a little more sophisticated. You don't have to make out at the table.
No.
Like, who would do that?
Well, like, the thing is, it makes,
So
like,
forced, yeah.
wrestlers and wrestling fans look like just
Fucking
Neanderthals.
Right.
Like
Right.
we're just morons. Like, oh,
He's
look
dick.
at us. We don't know what
His
we
dick.
do at all.
Oh, sorry. He's penis.
Yeah,
He's
every-
cock.
His dick.
He's cunt. What?
What?
Yeah.
His cunt?
Yeah. I'm sure they said it.
That's every wrestling movie.
Yeah.
You know, Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
Right.
The wrestler.
Idiots. Right.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Dookie.
So Courtney's dad is being played by Stephen Merchant, who wrote and directed the movie.
Yes.
He's also a funny comedian.
He's
He
very
directed
funny.
this?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm disappointed in his directing.
Clearly, he's a very, very
He's a better act comedian than he is a director.
big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
He was what's his name in Logan?
The pale guy.
Yeah, pale dude.
Caliban.
Yeah.
Caliban.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. So.
Yeah. So Courtney's mom's is like, "Oh, you're all wrestlers. It's all fake, right?" And Dad says, "If it's fake, would I have broken half my bones?" Paige says, "His left leg bends both ways." And yeah, the mom's like, "Oh, you should see his cock. I mean, his penis."
Right.
And yeah, so they almost spit out their food.
He made me fuck a deer.
Right. Courtney's mom then asks how they got into wrestling. Paige's mom's like, "Oh, it's a romantic story. So when I met Rick, I was thinking about killing myself." And he's like, "Pills." Like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, sure.
And she said she was homeless and abused. Rick says, "I also did 8 years in prison." They're like, "Oh, for what?" He's like, "Mostly violence, a little bit of armed robbery." And they say wrestling brought them closer together, and they stopped doing drugs and robbing people. And then they start
Good for
making
them.
out.
Right.
Then the phone rings. Paige puts it on speaker, and it's Hutch Morgan being played by Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
You know Hutch
Decent-
Morgan.
Oh,
Decent
yeah.
names.
Big backstage producer, Hutch Morgan.
Yeah, NXT trainer Hutch Morgan.
Yeah.
Hutch.
Legend in the
Legend
wrestling.
in the ring.
Yep.
I
Hutch.
heard he once took a 30-foot fall off of a cage.
I heard that too. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Never saw it. No one
Nearly
saw
broke
it.
his neck
No one saw it.
against who was it? The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah.
You see, figure that match
he was
would be on like
he
a
was
pay-per-view.
he was Rocky Maivia back then.
that
This
that could be it.
movie was practically a documentary. That's how accurate it was.
Well, this was a documentary first.
Yeah.
That's The Rock watched this documentary and then was like, "Oh, let's make a movie about this, a fake movie."
Wrong call, Rock.
Yeah.
Wrong. Go make $40 million playing Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Or Shaw.
Oh,
whatever the fuck he
Jumanji.
is.
Oh, he will.
Or Jumanji.
Oh, he did.
Go be Jumanji.
He produced this movie, was in it for 5 minutes, made $4 million.
Yeah.
So Morgan tells them he was impressed with their tape and wants Zach and Paige to come try out for them when they bring SmackDown to London in April.
Uh-huh.
Zach and Paige are too excited to respond, so Zach's girlfriend says, "Oh, they'd be very happy to accept." So right away, you know Zach's girlfriend's a keeper.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure.
Because she's not jealous.
She's helping him live his dream.
Exactly.
Yep.
So they hang up. The family celebrates, but then Courtney's mom says, "What's the WWE?" And then,
There we go.
they're like, "What the fuck?"
Then they put her through a table, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they show Courtney's
should've.
parents footage of the WWE, and they're horrified by it.
Right.
So next up, Paige and Zach show up to the WWE tryouts.
Right.
Which is at a SmackDown Live.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Which
Yes.
did not exist until 2015.
Right.
And this is supposed to be 2010.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? Like erect the big fists on the stage?
Well, I think this was
Well, we weren't that.
this
I
was
know, I'm
post
kidding.
fist.
I
Take
know.
off live. But again, I don't think they cared.
No.
I just don't think
They
they,
didn't.
cared.
No.
This was a WWE promo movie like this was happening
This is
today.
how little WWE means to The Rock.
I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world, but
Well,
whatever.
Well, again, who is this for? Who is supposed to? Was this supposed to be like a global phenomenon or just wrestling fans?
Exactly, only for wrestling fans.
So then, why wouldn't they make these things?
right, exactly.
Anyway.
Because they know wrestling fans would pick this shit out.
Yeah. So they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna fuck it up so bad, they're gonna not care."
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
that's true.
There's so many goofs that I'm gonna read at the end of this.
Yeah.
But they're not even goofs because it's just a fictional movie.
Right. So they bump into The Rock, and Paige says, "Dick me dead and bury me pregnant." And The Rock's like surprised that she said that. He's like, "Oh wow, that's a good pickup line."
Yeah. Dick
Yeah.
or dead.
And
I guess that trumps the waitress from
Dick
No
me
Holds
down.
Barred.
Yeah.
what did she
She
say?
wanted-
paid, laid. She's like, "I'm here to get paid, laid, and parlayed or whatever."
Something like that.
Yeah.
She wanted to be Dick down, but Paige wanted to be Dick dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Dick me dead.
Dick me dead.
Dick me dead.
DMD.
Exactly. It's still DMD.
Still DMD.
So The Rock says he's there because he's shooting a movie in London, and he's just there.
Probably don't have to review this scene because everyone has seen it 100 times. If you watch wrestling at all,
the only clip that WWE showed.
Well, I wanted to mention
100 times.
This is the part that's not in the trailer.
Yeah.
Rock says he's there to surprise the crowd. Wait, The Rock showing up on SmackDown? I think not.
In London?
When's the last time Rock's been on SmackDown? 2003?
Yeah, when he came on the show for the first time. That's
Right.
So Zach keeps stopping The Rock from leaving. It's the scene.
They
from
invite
the
him to
trailer.
their show. Oh, I think I can get you a half-off ticket. Like,
Right.
what? These two are
They're
idiots.
marks. They're marks.
No.
Yeah.
Come on. If we met The Rock, we'd
Right.
be like, oh my God, we would be like, we should get you on the podcast. Like, come on.
We would.
No.
If you just pledge on Patreon for $50, you can
Yeah.
come on the podcast.
Yeah. Like, that's basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
We'll do half
We get
off.
you a half-off ticket. It's The fucking Rock.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway,
It's a shot at comedy.
a shot.
So Vince Vaughn
Shooting and a miss.
Vince Vaughn sees them and he's like, "What are you doing? You can't just hang out with The Rock. What do you, Make-A-Wish kids?"
Yeah.
That was funny.
So then the next scene, Paige and Zach end up in a ring in some room with other tryouts. And Vince Vaughn's in the ring telling them what it takes to be a WWE superstar.
Can we time out real quick?
Yeah.
When he's talking to The Rock, I think they said, like, oh, we've been watching you since you had hair.
Right.
And The Rock's like, oh, it's a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're bald.
No,
So
Just
now we
Embrace
know.
it.
I
Like,
guess,
we know.
Yeah, he was going bald, so he had to shave it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he tried to defend it, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, it was a choice and a good one.
It was a choice. It was a good choice. I made a good choice there. And I don't regret it at all.
No, you're bald.
Ever.
It's okay, Rock. Fuck. You still look amazing.
So first, Vince Vaughn asks Zach why he wants to wrestle, and he tells him he's always loved it. Vaughn then asks Paige her name, and she says Saraya, which is her real name. Then Brittany, which is her wrestling name. And then she's like, oh, no, well, they told me to change it. I changed it to Paige. And Vaughn tells her no one's going to pay to watch a timid little British girl wrestle. She says, not all British girls are timid, just like not all Americans are arrogant wankers. And he's like, impressed by that because she talks back to him.
Oh, she called me a wanker.
She's like,
That impresses me.
she has a little bit of an attitude.
Ah.
He's like,
yeah, a little bit. That's
he's like,
it. Then it goes away for the rest of the movie.
he's like, oh, a little fight in you. I like that. And then Zach's like, then you're going to love me. And he's like, no, I'm not.
No.
I'm not going to love you at all.
Hard pass. Can I pass now?
I hate you.
I want to pass now.
Please go ahead and leave. We're
You're
done here.
clearly the best wrestler here.
Right.
And I hate you.
Also, shout out to the guy who looks just like Pete Dunne.
Yes.
Like,
That's
They
the
make
part.
fun of him, too.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I shouldn't be swearing. Sorry, miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete
I
Dunne's
thought-
like, what
they
the
made
fuck?
the kid funny. They made him way better than everybody and actually kind of funny in the ring.
Yeah.
There's no reason they wouldn't be like, all right, we'll sign you to a developmental deal and can fire you at any time.
Yeah.
This part doesn't make sense. I think that he should have messed up a little bit more and been dumb on the mic and had Paige be kind of funny on the mic. That would make more sense. She sucked on the mic. He was good on the mic and a good wrestler. And then
Well,
we're
we'll
gonna
find out later that Vince Vaughn just saw a lot of himself in good old Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Did you see, like, when they showed that spot of Pete Dunne in the trailer?
Yes.
Like, Pete Dunne tweeted about it. He's like, I guess I'll be waiting for my check.
Right?
Yeah.
My royalty check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where's my
right.
royalties, Rock?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pete Dunne was, I think, 12 in real life when this
probably.
happened.
Yeah.
So Vince Vaughn asks her, why do you want to wrestle? And she's like, oh, I've been wrestling since I was 13. My whole family wrestles. And Vaughn says, but why do you want to wrestle? And
Yeah.
she gives the same answer. So he gives her the same question. Finally, she says, and it's an escape from the real world. And I feel like I belong somewhere. So they get to the training. Most of them suck, but Paige and Zach look good. And Vaughn even likes Zach's finisher. After that, Vaughn tells them, if I say your
Hutch.
name...
His name is Hutch.
Hutch.
Well, yeah, but I'm
Hutch.
calling him Vince Vaughn.
Hutch Morgan.
I'm
This is
calling
what
him by
I
his
do
real name.
every movie review. We didn't
No.
call HBK by his fucking movie name. I called him Shawn
we
Michaels
should've.
the whole movie.
He's
We
Cass Aces, right?
This is who he...
What was his name?
Aces.
Owen Hutch, probably.
Anus planter.
I think there was a Hutch in there.
Yeah.
So, so he's like, oh, if I say your name, you'll join NXT Developmental. If I don't call your name, then it's the end of the line for you. He says Paige, and she steps forward, and she's very excited. However, it's the only name he says.
Uh-huh.
So Zach is crushed.
Out of like 15 people,
Yeah,
and like 14 guys and one girl.
right.
Paige.
The girl.
But we're done.
We need girls.
Yeah.
We don't have enough girls. So you're here.
Thank you, everyone, for wasting your time.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
Right.
my site.
We're really just looking for girls. So Paige chases after Vince Vaughn outside and demands that he pick Zach too. He tells her 99% of people don't get picked, but she says she's not going without Zach, so he gives her 10 seconds to rethink it. Zach tells her, you're not doing this for you, you're doing it for the family.
That was
so
a good line.
you
I
have
actually
to
like that
accept
because
it.
you were like, no, she's not going to accept it.
Yeah.
He goes, think of us.
Right.
And she's like, fuck, yeah, all right.
So Paige tells him she'll go.
Which starts that whole character arc of she really doesn't want this, and she's literally just doing it because of her family.
Yeah.
well, I
the
think
rest of the
she's-
movie
she's
is
It should have
afraid.
been called Fighting for My Family.
Right. Well done.
Thank you.
Well played, Eric.
Yeah.
So they go back to the gym and they tell everyone the news and they all celebrate, but Zach is obviously upset. Next day, well, not next day, but whatever. We fast forward and Paige is leaving for America.
This whole movie is 4 days.
Yes.
That's the weird part, actually. You
yeah.
can keep up.
Her mom and dad drive her to the airport. Zach stays behind. He claims he's too busy to go with them, but clearly he's upset.
He's a little
Pissed.
And she says her goodbyes and then gets on the plane. And then Paige arrives in America, in Orlando, arrives at an expensive apartment complex.
Right. Like a high rise $1 million apartment
Right.
for NXT.
Yeah.
Developmental.
Right. There's no way that's legit.
No.
I mean, we've
No.
seen like
It's a movie.
we've seen Gargano and Ciampa's apartment, and it's just like this regular apartment.
It
It's
is.
a one bedroom that he shared with Candace.
They had bunk beds.
I mean, like even in the Ciampa documentary, they were like that they're putting on YouTube now. It's like, yeah, we all room together to save money and stuff. And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like, all right.
They don't pay for your room and board.
No.
If someone gave you a job in Florida, they don't go, well, here's a house, here's a condo, here's a
car.
here's
your
a car.
high-rise
Here's your Lambo.
All your don't bring clothes. We have
like
them
if
for you
you
here.
follow like NXT stars on like Instagram, like you can see most of them have just like small apartments.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
No, here's a $1 million apartment. Here's a Lamborghini, and we're gonna pay you $40,000.
Welcome to developmental.
All right, can I just turn in the Lamborghini for more money?
right.
Can I flip this apartment? I own this, right? Flip
right.
my house.
It's like, oh, Paige, you got $1 million contract for going to NXT.
Yeah.
So she goes to the performance center, and we keep cutting back and forth from Paige training to Zach's life in the UK.
His miserable, meaningless life.
Zach's training the kids, but he's miserable. We also see Zach's kid being born. We see Paige in promo class, and it was
Fucking.
fun. Yeah, it was fun watching Vince Vaughn roast them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
She cuts a very generic promo, and he calls her out on that. And then back in the UK, Zach wrestles a hardcore match, and then he calls Vince Vaughn, and he answers, but he tells him the
He
answer.
answers again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are these WWE people?
He's
answering?
very
I
caring.
want to call these people. I did a promo today just in front of the mirror just to do one.
Mm-hmm.
After watching this movie, I was like, am I better or do I just think I'm better?
Yeah.
It was a fucking amazing promo. And
Did you
I was
call?
like,
Did you call Hutch Morgan?
I did. He didn't
Yeah.
answer.
When you did it, where you like,
It's probably because he's not real.
He goes, hey, it's Vince Vaughn. Just leave a message. Vince, hey, Joe Pisano. Can I do this?
hey, I know you played Hutch Morgan in WWE. Do you
gonna
have
be like, wait,
do you have
wait,
the
what?
real Hutch Morgan's number? Can you get that for me?
Can you put in a
please?
good word with Hutch?
With Hutch.
So Zach pleads with him, but Vince Vaughn tells him, you don't have that spark that they're looking for. And he's like, no, I do. And he's like, no, you don't, son. Move on. Give it up. So Zach's really pissed. Back in...
He's
you know-
basically Sami Zayn, so I don't know why they can't give him a shot at this thing.
Right.
So we see Paige training with the blonde bimbos, and
Yeah.
one of the bimbo keeps hitting Paige for real by accident. And Paige asks her, where did you wrestle before this? And she's like, oh, I didn't. I was the model. Hee hee hee.
Yeah. Welcome to the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So the bimbo elbows
Right.
Paige in the face again, so Paige slaps her for real. And Vince Vaughn tells her to apologize, but Paige says, no,
I gave
what?
her a receipt.
I just gave her a receipt.
It's a receipt.
And Vaughn tells her, this is the WWE. We don't give receipts here.
You do.
Have you never seen a Bubba Ray match?
Have you ever watched Brock Lesnar in the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, this is WWE promotional
Vader.
film.
Right.
So they have to
Vader
make-
will murder you if you hit
Yeah.
him in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So WWE has to make themselves look like they're not a bully company.
Literally on Tough Enough, Triple H said, if you sold like that for me, I'd tag you for real.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I mean,
He
come
does.
on.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So Paige keeps defending herself, but then Vince Vaughn screams at the top of his lungs. He's like, Paige, you're not to apologize! And then she's like, oh, fuck, sorry.
Can you do? I didn't hear it. Can you do it?
No, that's
I
good.
will not
No,
do
that's
that
good.
again.
I need him to do the rest of this.
Yes.
So Paige escapes home. No, so next up.
Shawn Michaels.
So Paige escapes home next, and she's like, oh, I'm going to fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Sean,
Where's the Miz?
snap out of it.
Yeah.
So she Skypes home. Her dad says, ever since we announced you signed with WWE, our business is booming, and they're selling dolls and posters of her
Which was creepy
that
as
are being
shit.
that are being made and signed by the kids in the wrestling school.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you go sweatshop there.
Right.
And Paige's dad tells her he also booked her in a match against Zach, and they've already sold a ton of tickets.
Could this even
It's
be
not a
legal?
sweatshop. They're
I'm pretty
not
sure
sweating.
she
No.
broke her WWE contract.
Yeah, because using her own name, maybe.
Yeah.
And they could
Yeah.
prove they booked this way before they WWE ever wanted her.
Right,
right.
But using her page name
Right.
that she hadn't even really debuted yet.
And
There's
they're,
no
and
way
they're
this is
selling
legal.
merch of her.
Well,
Unless this really happened,
yeah.
WWE's like, no one can.
technically it
Yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
televised.
Right.
so-
It probably, I would believe it happened after seeing the footage of her dad.
Right.
Right.
Anything for a
Yeah.
buck.
Yeah. So next up, we have an actual
You could buy
NXT.
shares in their family.
Yeah, we have like an NXT house show,
Oh.
and they have a promo challenge with the three bimbos and Paige.
Yeah.
And the fans cheer for the hot girls, but they boo Paige and call her a
course.
freak.
And again, and Paige has nothing to say, literally. And then it
Well,
ends.
One of the bimbos
Fired.
cuts a promo on Paige and
Fired.
that the fans cheer for. Paige grabs the mic, but she's too nervous and she doesn't say anything.
Then
All
it
you can
cuts
hear is the
away.
hecklers.
No, and it cuts away. Like, she would have been fired immediately. Like, we put you in the limelight. You couldn't produce.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Right.
See you later.
They made her too bad at this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Back in London, Zach is
Like-
ignoring.
Like
Yeah.
they don't sign terrible people.
Right.
You know.
They made her too terrible.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, everyone-
Before they
everyone
put her
they-
in a show, she would know what she's doing.
Everyone they sign is great on the mic. Baron Corbin.
No, I get
Bobby
that.
Lashley.
No, I honestly think that that's why people like us would stand out at a tryout because most people probably can't talk on the mic. But it's like she couldn't race. They had the bimbo girls were like beating her on like a beach foot race.
Yeah.
So she was the worst athlete and the worst on the mic, the worst everything.
Yeah.
Why are you still?
Hey,
We
you're
need
going-
to do 2 push-ups.
You're going to win the title after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
You're
what?
the worst one.
Yeah.
It was just weird. Right?
Congratulations, you lost.
Then she has a Rocky montage or some she'll get to.
Yeah.
Just 3 sit-ups and now she can beat everyone.
Yes.
So back in London, Zach is ignoring his crying child. And his wife's like, Jesus, Zach, you fucking asshole. And then Paige calls him on the phone, but he ignores her call.
Yeah.
And then he goes to pick up the kids for wrestling school, but then drives away without them. So he's like, fuck them kids.
Fuck kids. Fuck the blind
And then
one.
Paige tries to fit in by looking like the other girls. She shows up the next day with blonde hair and a tan.
Looked
and
great, by the way. I'm sorry.
Now she looks like a freak.
She looked amazing.
Yes.
They go to train on the beach and they do some contests, but Paige is doing the worst. She can't flip the tire 3 times. And Vince Vaughn has like a horn. He's like, here, honk the horn and go home, but she doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And on the bus ride home, Paige thinks the bimbo girls are talking about her, so she confronts them. However, they weren't talking about her. They were talking about, the girl's daughter or whatever, and Paige realizes she was the one that was judging them the whole time.
Like how real are these events? Like if you went to NXT, how real like is it that they train you like this?
No, that's why they have a
They don't, right?
performance center.
But I mean they don't. Don't tell me Mick Foley. Don't tell me Otis Dojovic had to like train or they got plenty of guys that are not in like pristine shape.
yeah, but
And
no,
girls.
I mean they
Nia
would,
Jax
they
had to go
would
through this
take
obstacle
them.
course. She would have been dead.
Yeah, no, they don't take them to like a beach and have a like they have a dedicated gym where
That's
they
what I'm
work
saying. So
out.
this was
yeah.
kinda BS.
They
Yeah,
might
it was
go on trips.
Totally.
You don't know. Like go on little road trips to the beach.
To do this
Some
kind of
exercise.
stuff.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And if you can't make it, you're done. You can't be a
Honk the
wrestler.
horn.
Oh, well-
Honk the horn, Otis.
You saw
He's
Tough
like,
and
Okay.
that's what they. That's
Stop
what
honking the horn.
they, again. This was a while back, but that's what they did on Tough Enough. They had him go outside.
This
and run
wasn't
around
Tough
and
I
stuff.
can see when you have to put.
Maybe
footage
this
on
is what
TV,
they're
though.
drawing elements from. Like, oh, NXT was just like tough enough.
Maybe.
We just took anybody.
Still have to have stamina and everything and strength.
Stamina.
Yeah. Clearly, she didn't have either.
She
Clearly.
didn't. No. So they end up at a gas station, and Vince Vaughn asks her, "How do you think this ends for you?" She says, "On the main roster as Divas champion." He tells her today was about proving that, and you failed. So Paige says, "Put me in the ring with real wrestlers like my brother." And Vince Vaughn tells her, "Your brother is a journeyman."
Stars. And then there's journeymen who take the hits to make the stars look good, and your brother's a journeyman. He's the punching bag. He's the guy with the bad shorts with no fanfare.
You bring him here.
I bring him out here, and then what? We put him on the road for 200 days a year? He's chasing fame that's never going to come to him? His wife starts screwing the garbage man because he's never around? This kid can't remember his face, and for what? Maybe he'd get a shot at a pay-per-view event. And he would try so hard to make an impression, he'd probably let a real star throw him off a 30-foot cage onto a concrete floor. Have his shoulder bone just kind of splice right through his rotator cuff, tear it clean in half. And then the doctor would say, "That's it, your wrestling career is over." But why quit then? He wouldn't stop. So then the wife would leave him and take the kid, and then he would just keep chasing the pipe dream until he ended up 4,000 miles away from anyone that ever loved him. He'd be bitter and he'd be mean. And he'd be all by himself and just wishing to God he could get his kid to return his phone call. Is that the life that you want for your brother?
No, I know that wouldn't happen to Zach.
I didn't think that would happen to me.
Oh, shit. He's a human? He
I
has
know, he has a pretty
emotions?
nice job as a WWE trainer, head
Right.
trainer.
Jesus.
Oh, your life sucks so bad, Vince.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but his son,
Hutch.
his fucking kid hates him.
Wow.
Won't even talk
Whose
to him.
kid doesn't hate them?
Yeah, true.
He's Mick Foley. He got thrown off a 30-foot cage.
I guess so. Onto concrete.
Even in this movie, they say it's a 30-foot cage. It's not 30 feet.
No.
No. What 20 maybe? The one that Shane jumped off
15.
of?
It's not far.
15?
15.
I would say 20.
Yeah, probably 20.
You guys.
From the
Think about
you
it.
guys.
Think about it. Okay, so how tall are the ropes? We know this. 5 feet. Okay, when you're standing on the ropes,
Okay,
it's
what
5
about
feet
the
plus
f-
6 feet,
the f-
and you can touch the top of the cage.
The 4 feet before that, before the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another 4 feet there.
That's 9 feet.
So that's 9 feet at least.
Yeah.
And then to the top of the ropes.
6 foot person is 6 feet.
Okay. And
They
then
could probably reach
the Hell in a
8,
Cell.
9 plus 8.
The Hell in a
17.
Cell.
Well, I'm talking about just a cage. The Hell in
Yeah.
the Cell would probably be a little bit bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely not 30.
No.
Right, yeah, to our point.
Probably maybe 20 at the most that Shane
Yeah.
jumped off of. So anyways, he tells her, "We didn't sign your brother and we shouldn't have signed you. You're weak in your body and your spirit is weak. Go home and wrestle with your family." This is how that ends for you. So Paige
end.
goes home for Christmas vacation.
Credits.
And her family's doing a Christmas show, and she's in a sexy little outfit. And she says hi to her brother backstage, and she tells him she's not going back to America, and she wants him to help her tell mom and dad. And Paige and Zach go out to have a singles match, but Zach is being rough on her. He's doing the moves to her for real.
He's giving her receipts.
Receipts!
She had so many receipts coming her way.
Yeah. And then he
She's like a fucking accountant.
I know.
and then he tombstones her, and he wins the match, even though she's supposed to go over.
Yeah, why does he count to 3?
Because he's not going to look like a schmuck.
2.
Because he doesn't have Vince McMahon in
I mean,
his
the
ear.
bell rings immediately. Like,
Yeah.
if the script was for her to win,
Right.
it'd be like 1, 2, oh shit, 3.
Like all the refs
Like,
always have those earpieces. I wonder what was going into that ref's earpiece. At
They don't have
WrestleMania.
earpieces.
no, the
at
guy
that
who runs the
place.
show is out there yelling at him.
Right,
Zach Stobet.
right.
So yeah,
So backstage, mom and dad yell at Zach, but he tells him that Paige is quitting WWE, and he walks away. Her dad yells at her and says, "You're going back if I have to drag you there myself." So she says, "Dad, you're an Alki ex-con. They won't let you go there." So she walks away, but her mom chases after her and tells Paige, "This is what you've always wanted." And Paige says, "Or is it everything you've ever wanted?
Same character arc.
You named me after your ring name."
It's a theme. She does not want to do this.
And it's like, oh shit, because I thought maybe like she named her Saraya and then she made her ring name Saraya.
No.
But no, she named her after her ring,
ring
name.
name.
Yeah.
Yes. That's like if I named my son Andrew Taker.
Or Shawn Michaels names his son Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels Hickenbottom.
Or I name my son Hoppity.
I like Andrew Taker better.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That was my first wrestling name as a kid.
He's the Andrew Taker.
That's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're gonna get a lot of tweets about that.
Have we never talked about it?
I don't think so.
Remember my name? Whoever Andrew Taker fought all the time? Who was my name?
It was an Ultimate Warrior ripoff. It was Ultimate something, Ultimate Destroyer. What was
It's
it?
very popular, the other name right now in America.
Okay.
Number one movie of all time.
Ultimate Avenger.
Yeah. That was the Ultimate Avenger.
Fucking terrible.
This was in the 90s.
Yeah, I agree. Andrew
Badass.
Taker's way better.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, we
There's
all
a
had
play on his name.
We all had wrestling names.
What was yours?
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
Why?
come on. We just told you all.
I don't make
I
fun
knew
of
I was
people.
gonna get that reaction.
I don't make fun of people like you do.
All right.
I'll be very
yeah,
nice to you.
yeah. All right. So you know how they had the Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
Allowed to wear a Hawaiian shirt. I was a Hawaiian Devil.
Gay. So the next thing that happened, yeah. That's fine. Hawaiian Devil. That's great. You're a kid.
Jesus.
Everything's good.
Are you really surprised by Joe's answer there, Eric?
No, I'm not. Not at all.
You ripped me apart. I had to throw it
I didn't
back.
rip you apart.
Fucking terrible.
It was.
So later that night, Paige is in her room, and her mom tells her that Courtney called because Zach never came home.
Yeah.
So the three of them go out looking for him.
Yep.
Did you ever yell "Avenger Assemble"?
No, I did not.
I
I just shake the fake ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paige's mom tells her if she doesn't want to go back, then they won't make her. But Paige spots Zach's car, and Zach is drinking in a bar, and he picks a fight with four guys.
Does very well with these guys.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Well, he
He's a-
throws.
Well, he does wrestling moves.
Yeah,
so-
cue balls, wrestling moves, and he's about to murder one of them with a broken stick. And then his dad walks in. And he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, enough of this. We don't want to murder again."
Again.
And he takes him out of there.
We killed that blind kid,
If you
right?
would have went a little darker with this movie, I think it would have been great.
Yeah.
So Paige chases after Zach and says, "Why don't you want to talk to me?" And he tells her he had one dream in life. He's been working for it his entire life, and then his sister takes it away from him. But it turns out she doesn't even want it. So Paige tells Zach, "It's not my fault they didn't want you." She tells Zach to move on and focus on his son, girlfriend, and the kids that he's training. Zach starts walking away, and she tells him, "I didn't take your dream. It was my dream too." And then he says, "Then why are you throwing it away?"
Yeah, again, she doesn't want to be there.
No.
So back at home, her dad tells her, "Your mom's right. If you don't want to go back, then don't. It's okay." He hugs her and leaves. And then she grabs the Divas title that she made as a kid and looks at herself in the mirror. And the next thing we know, she shows up back at the Performance Center, much to the surprise of everyone there, including Vince Vaughn.
And now she has black hair again.
Yeah,
Her hair
a lot
is
of
black.
dying. Her hair's damaged as fuck.
Yeah.
Her
I'm changing it so
her skin is white again.
right. She rubbed off the fake tan.
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that.
She
She
went.
must have bleached her skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a spray on.
It was spray on bleach.
Yeah, it only lasts for Christmas.
Oh, right. The
Yeah,
tan.
yeah. Or maybe she tanned herself pale. You don't know.
Maybe.
That could be it.
Yeah. You sit in
She
a
got
dark
some.
room.
She got some like white spray.
Yeah.
Sprayed herself.
She tanned at night, so that's how you go pale.
Yes,
very nice.
yes. Vampires.
Moonshine.
Vampires don't tan for very long.
No.
No.
So Vince Vaughn asks her, "Are you sure you want to be here?" She says yes, and so he says, "You better prove it to me." So now Paige is training 24/7.
Even Rocket
Yeah.
had a montage.
Yes, even when she's not at the performance center.
Right.
Meanwhile, the hot chicks are just still bathing in the pool. They're
Right.
just swimming around.
Not
the swimming
working out.
pool.
They were
No.
born with it. Fuck them.
Yeah. She even bought Madison an Ultimate Warrior teddy bear for her daughter.
She's sweet now.
And she made friends with the girls. She's training with them. One of the girls thinks about squeezing Vaughn's horn, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, squeeze it. Do it. Squeeze my horn."
just squeeze it.
And then she slaps Vince in the face. Fuck you, Vince.
She encourages
Vaughn.
her to keep going.
Yeah.
Her promo skills are getting better. The girls are practicing the suicide dive, but it's not working out, so Vaughn tells her to give it up. It's not happening, but they're determined.
Girls can't do suicide dives.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So then we see the four girls wrestle at an NXT house show, and they do a good job, and they even pull off the suicide dive.
And then while they're all on the floor
Credits.
recovering, they're all like,
Yeah.
"We did it!"
hey, you stupid bitches, the match isn't over.
Yeah. You're
Not only
supposed
that,
to sell.
There's people watching you right now.
Yes.
You're
right now.
They're all hugging each other, even though they're supposed to be fighting each other.
We did it.
It's like when they announced the Women's Rumble.
Right.
I love you.
I love you.
Even though I just tried to kill you.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
So next up, Vince Vaughn takes the NXT talent to WrestleMania 30. At least they did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was WrestleMania 30.
30, so they even did that.
Backstage, Paige meets the Big Show and Sheamus, who are arguing at catering
About eating hot dogs.
He's like, "Oh, don't make me eat a hot dog. You know what's in a hot dog?" And Sheamus is like, "Look at you, you fat fuck." And no, he doesn't say that.
Like they would have hot dogs at wrestling catering.
Why not?
I don't know. I've seen superstars tweet before. They have like cakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, why are they feeding them cake? They want them to get all fat, and
Right.
stuff. So it's weird. But again, catering's for everyone.
Let them eat
Oh,
cake.
that's true.
It's not just for the wrestlers. It's
I think
for the
I think
crew.
like a majority is like healthy stuff, like chicken breast and
Yeah.
all that.
So-
broccoli and
Yeah, so she's at catering. Vince Vaughn tells her, "Come with me," and Paige goes into a private skybox. The Rock walks into a room, and The Rock walks into the room after cutting a promo in the ring, and Rock tells her, "Let's call your family."
Did Rock cut a promo at WrestleMania 30?
Yeah,
No, he did.
yeah,
What?
Oh, in the beginning.
yeah. With
Hogan and Austin.
and Stone Cold. Yeah,
But that's it.
Right.
Not one by himself.
no.
Not like in this movie.
Well, we don't see it; we just hear it, right? So. He's like, "Yeah, let's call your family." So she calls them, and it's the scene in the trailer where her dad doesn't believe it's The Rock, and he hangs up. So they call back, and then The
I mean,
Rock.
his daughter is working for the WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Would you be like, I'll give it a second. Okay, tell me more, Rock. Like he just hangs right up.
Right. Like she probably said, "Hey, I'm at WrestleMania." And he's probably watching WrestleMania.
Well, plus you
and
don't think
knows
she's
The
told
Rock's
the
there.
dad that we had this little thing with The Rock
Yeah.
when we went to our tryout.
Exactly.
He kind of knows us.
He knows who we are.
Yeah. So they call back, and Rock tells Paige and her family that her time with NXT is over. And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting fired. The Rock brought me in here just to fire me in front of my family."
Yeah. Why would The Rock fire me?
Yeah.
The Rock doesn't even
She's carrying-
wrestle here anymore.
She's carrying hot dogs. They're
Yes.
going to a secret room.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, is she worried that like he put her in a room to like fuck Vince or something?
Yeah.
This is where you fuck Vince.
Yeah. And then
This is
you
it.
go into the main roster.
You want to be Divas champion? It's very simple.
Rock's like, I had to do it.
Yeah. Vince is like, I had to do it.
You know the Kiss My Ass Club? Well, in
One
real
day.
life, it's the Suck My Dick Club.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's like, "Oh, your time in NXT is over because Paige is joining the main roster tomorrow on Raw, and she's fighting AJ Lee for the Divas title."
Yeah.
And then Paige mom says, "Dick me dead and bury me pregnant," and Rock's like, "Oh, there it is again."
There it is.
So Rock says Paige has to make sure to win over the crowd or else they'll give it to someone else and her time will be over.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you have to do? You have to win over the crowd, huh?
Uh-huh.
So I guess they've never heard of Roman Reigns?
Never.
No.
No. Unless you're Roman Reigns.
Hey, look, we
And
can all be
and
Roman
you know
Reigns.
how to really suck a dick. Because, man, he must be good at it. And I mean good.
So
Good.
So the next night, she does not win over the crowd.
At all.
Horribly. Yeah, good.
they get off the phone with her family. Paige thanks Rock for choosing her, but then says, "I didn't choose you. I just work here." And Paige is like, "No, you don't."
I
you
just
don't-
call NXT Stars family and tell them to go into the main roster.
Yeah, right.
That's all I do here.
Yeah.
So Paige looks at Vince Vaughn from afar, and Rock tells Paige, "Morgan once let me throw him off a 30-foot cage just to make me look good. I'm a piece of shit."
And we're like, yeah, you kind of are.
Well, I mean, you did hit Mick Foley with 30 chair shots
That's
in
fair.
one match to the skull
Yeah.
to make you look good.
I think you took 20 years off his life
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for that match.
Just for that match. Made his kids cry.
Yeah. So then Rock
poor
shouts
Noel.
to Morgan, "Take it easy, sex tape." And then Paige says, "Why'd you call him sex tape?" And he says, "Because he's gonna fuck you." And then
and record it.
and record it. Hey, let me introduce you to this guy. His name's Brad. Hey, Brad, how's it going? What's your last name again? Maddox. Oh, nice to meet you.
And this is his buddy Xavier, his roommate.
Yeah. Would have been great.
And look, here's his balls.
Roommate. And here's his balls. Oh, she's already gotten acquainted.
Yeah. So no, she's like, "Oh, why'd you call him sex tape?" He says, "Because he makes people famous." But that had to have been because of this, right? I mean,
Clearly.
it's so weird.
No
Clearly.
way. No way. Whatever.
I'm
Why wouldn't
sure
they-
there's
okay,
a guy backstage
but-
in WWE that they call
But
sex tape.
this happened. The sex tape scandal thing came out during the filming of this movie.
Right.
So
Yes.
you would think they would at least edit it out of
Change
the
that.
movie.
Yes.
So it has to
He's
be.
like, nope, it's staying in.
Yeah.
That's their, yeah, you know what? I believe it now. That's their joke to it. Because they're such bad writers, that's their joke,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Right.
And not even a call to it. Oh, whatever.
The Rock's like, hey, all right, take care of yourself. I'm never going to see you again. 'Cause
Ever.
I'm never really here anyways.
Yeah.
But hey, don't record yourself fucking. All right, bye. Just walks away.
Whatever you do, if I could tell you anything, no sex tapes.
Right.
Especially with multiple dudes. All right. I mean, Brad Maddox, please. Anyone but him. All right, I'm going.
Live your dream.
I'm going.
So back in London, Zach is jogging with his brother who just got out of jail. And Roy tells Zach, I can't believe Paige is in the WWE. Zach says, you'd be there too if they gave you a chance. But Roy says, no, she had something I never had. You.
That was
Zach's
good.
like,
that was
oh.
finally a good line, though.
Fuck me. We see Zach start to enjoy training the kids, and he
course.
gets excited when the blind kid does a crossbody off the top rope.
It's great.
And not kills himself.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill himself.
Well, we don't see, but we hope.
Yeah.
You
So,
hope.
The next night, we have Monday Night Raw. Paige has her own dressing room. Already.
It's
Already.
a movie.
Yeah. Now it's a movie.
That's what I said earlier, too. It's like, yeah, stop asking.
Vince
those
Vaughn
questions.
tells her, let's go, it's time, but she won't leave the locker room. She's too scared.
And that's when they're like, okay, we're getting someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do this. Even in the last scene of the movie, she's all out on this.
Well,
Right.
she has Lars Sullivan syndrome.
Oh, God.
She's nervous.
I'm so scared.
Thankfully, Zach FaceTimes her, and he makes
That
her feel
moment,
comfortable about it.
After like a 15-minute call
Yeah.
when they're on a live show.
Right. And he pumps her up. He's like, "You have something special that I don't," and everything. And so now they're all good again.
Right.
At home, her family and a bunch of friends are watching Raw.
Yep.
We see Zelina Vega playing AJ Lee.
Thea
Yeah.
Trinidad.
Well, her real name's Thea Trinidad. Yes, you might know her as Zelina Vega,
Yeah.
and she's playing AJ Lee. So she comes out to the ring.
But not dressed like AJ Lee.
No,
No, at all.
Like they couldn't even like black short and jean shorts.
You know what the funny thing is?
maybe because they'd have to like give AJ Lee some sort of royalties for using her likeness.
WWE owns the character.
I know, but like if she it's probably they don't have her fucking merch anymore, and they didn't want
It
to
could have
like
just been a plain black t-shirt.
like they don't because they don't sell her merch anymore. They don't want her to wear the merch. I don't know, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
she dressed nothing like how AJ Lee
Yeah.
dressed.
Well, in the real, did you go back and watch the scene? Just
oh yeah,
because of
no,
this?
yeah.
I did.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're both in nothing. They both are exposed stomachs, lots of leg. These girls in the movie were very covered up.
Yeah.
It was almost like we have to empower women and not make them look like divas.
Well,
The
the-
fucking title was called the Divas
Vega was in a
Championship.
2-piece, but yeah, Paige was like, and again,
Well, I mean, she was covered up though when she came to the ring. Is all I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Paige or AJ Lee never came out in like a robe,
No.
you know.
Right.
So yeah, she's cutting she's cutting her promo, bragging about her WrestleMania win.
She even kind of sounded like AJ Lee.
No, she did. She did a great job.
Yeah.
She sounded.
We
just
talked about
like
that when
AJ
you
Lee.
saw the clip for the
Yes.
first time.
Yeah.
My title on the line.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
That's the thing that she got like almost exactly the same as the promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when she says that part. And you can see the creepy haired guy with his mom in the front row for
Yes.
this scene.
Yes, he can.
So Paige comes out, AJ Lee starts roasting her, and Paige freezes. So Paige was supposed to cut a promo here,
Right.
And she doesn't.
No.
And again, this is completely different from what actually happened on
For
the
sure.
show.
Paige did great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vince should have been like, don't let her win. Don't let her win. We can't give this trap to this
yeah,
girl.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Paige doesn't say anything, so AJ Lee slaps her and then says, let's have a match right now. I'll put my title on the line. They have the match, and again, it's nothing like the match they actually had, except for the end, kind of.
Right.
AJ puts Paige
Kinda.
in the Black Widow, but Paige gets out of it and hits Zach's finisher and pins AJ to become the new Divas champion. Now, what actually happened was AJ Lee put Paige in the Black Widow. Paige got out of it, and they botched the finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like when I remember when it happened, I was like, "What? She just tripped her. That was
Right.
her finisher. She
Right.
just trips her." But in the movie, like she hits the finisher,
Right.
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
and it's Zach's finisher,
It's a rewrite history when they make movies about you.
Of course.
the Zach attack, or what is it?
Yeah, the Zack attack,
douche-
Zodiac,
Zodiac attack, or something
Zodiac
like that.
attack.
Yeah.
So Zach's excited that Paige used his move. Afterwards, she gets on the mic and cuts a promo about how she's a freak.
Yeah.
Right.
And
She didn't do in real life.
She doesn't belong, but now she does. And then she says her famous catchphrase, "This is my house now."
Yeah.
And she holds up the Divas title.
I don't know if you guys were really paying attention to this. Did you listen to the commentary?
Sure.
A little
It was
bit.
the commentary basically like straight out of the video
Game, yes.
Yes.
Just like it.
Like even Michael Cole was like, "Wow, what an exciting match for Paige."
And AJ Lee.
Yeah, it was like they took the video game commentary.
No, like literally, like those was like an amazing moment. Like there's these isolated words, where it
Right,
doesn't
right.
Talk about anybody.
Yeah, at one point...
Look at her go.
At one point, Michael Cole screamed, "Oh, what a chair shot!" And there was
Yeah.
no, I'm just
No.
kidding. That's like the video game.
Right.
So yeah, she celebrates backstage. Rock and Vince Vaughn fist bump each other.
They
Like
fist each. What?
we did it.
Oh,
They
bummer.
fist each other.
Yep.
And then Paige goes backstage and meets up with the three girls.
And this is on WWE TV.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Here's Paige with these three nobodies.
Yeah.
Really, that was
That clearly never made it.
They did that, and that was on WWE.com.
What?
And Paige celebrating with the other with the
In the movie.
girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or in real life.
In real life, they
Oh, they did
showed
that?
that on WWE.com.
Who was it that she celebrated with? Was it like Becky Lynch?
If we will
and-
go back, maybe it was, huh?
Huh?
If we go back and look, maybe we'll recognize them.
What do
Did
you
you
mean?
look at that? Did you watch it just now?
No,
Recently?
no.
Oh. I'm curious. Like, I wonder
Right.
who it was. Because these Jerry Lynn and all these other girls. They,
No. It was ones we know.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, like I think it was like the Bella Twins were there and some other ones
Oh,
and stuff
okay.
like that.
Nice.
But like in that video, Paige goes, like she says, she drops an F-bomb, and for some reason they didn't edit it out at the time on
What?
WWE.com. She's like, I can't fucking believe that
Oh,
happened.
God. Even though it's scripted.
Well, she couldn't believe that the whole crowd cheered for her and everything and was
Yeah.
so happy
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
So then, like we go back to London, and Zach smiles while he's watching the TV, and
Yep.
then we see a picture of young Zach and young Paige as the movie fades out.
Ah.
And then during the credits, we watch footage of the documentary and realize that some of the scenes in the movie were straight from real life,
Right.
like her dad saying he went to jail for mostly violence.
Yeah.
Paige, they show Paige leaving for America, and then her family watching her win the Divas title at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go.
Underwhelming for me.
Very underwhelming.
Yeah. I just thought I didn't like her character. Her character just had more attitude and wanted it more.
Yeah.
She never wanted it, even till the end. She's like, I don't really want this.
She's like, I hate my life here.
if
This
someone
sucks.
said right now to that character, you could trade places with your brother, would you do it? She's
Yeah.
like, yes, 100%. Is he here? Can we do this right now?
Right.
Can I just give him this Divas title? They'd look great on him. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's
Yeah.
my take on it. I would give it like a C-.
Especially now that she's just managing the Kabuki Warriors.
the Bukaki.
What would you
Oh
give
yeah,
it?
there it is. Who
All
is
right,
it?
hold on. So
That's Eva, not Eva.
Eva.
The other one. Oh, Eva
There's
is
too
there.
many.
Lana.
I saw Alicia Fox.
Yeah. Who's the one? Rosa.
Yeah, Rosa Mendez. Oh, there's
Hey,
Hutch.
see, let
that
me-
must be Hutch.
There's Hutch. Who's
Maybe that's
it's gotta be
Charlotte.
Hold
right?
on. Let
Maybe
me,
Sasha?
Let me see. I want to play the audio and see if they left in the F-bomb this whole time or they edited it out. Hold
Natalia.
on.
It's got to be Lana.
You can rewind it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. That's
Or maybe not.
they're all crying.
Oh, is this the Royal Rumble announcement?
They're all hugging.
Girl. This is a long video.
We'll take your word for it, Andrew.
I think well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's too
There's a
long.
lot of them in there. Like, they're all there.
Right.
Can we
There's
recognize any of them? Yeah, all
I'm
of them are
trying
there.
to.
Yeah. But she's crying. Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
There you go. What do you want to
I've got some goofs.
Okay.
And again, these are just us, like goofing on it as if it was real, right?
Right.
So we talk about the logo was wrong. We found the live thing being wrong.
Yeah.
She was never signed by NXT because NXT didn't exist when she signed with the company.
Okay.
She was signed by Florida Championship Wrestling.
Gotcha.
And then the Performance Center never opened well after she signed.
Oh yeah,
So that
it
wasn't
did.
a thing.
Yeah.
Well, also she was NXT, women's champion. None of that was in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And
let's see. When they were showing her and her brother fight on a TV, the TV was like a high definition flat panel TV where it should have been like 2000.
right.
Oh yeah.
Where that was really barely a thing.
Yeah.
Zach was seen as a young child holding a cardboard version of WWE Championship and what appears to be 2000 from the clip he's watching. However, the belt he carries is not introduced to 2005. That's a little tedious.
Oh, same with the Divas title.
Is that right?
Yeah, because in 2000 it was the women's.
Was never introduced until 2008, which
Yeah.
time she would have been 16. You're right.
Yeah.
And then it speeds. The movie appears to speed past anything about Paige's
Yeah.
time in NXT.
Yeah.
Or fail to mention that she was then current NXT champion
Yep.
when she won the
Yes.
Divas Championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
goofs.
clearly she wouldn't have frozen with a promo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, let's get to some. We have some fan questions or comments
Cool.
about the movie. Bobby Cox, do you guys have any big stories of fighting with your family?
I think we've talked about him on the show. Dominic tombstoned you on tile.
Yeah.
For real?
We punched each other in this fake ring for his graduation and almost knocked each other out.
For my brother, one of my brother's birthdays, maybe it was like 10, 11, we got like a big bounce house and we brought all our wrestling belts out. We all fought for the wrestling belts.
Sure.
So it was like me and all my brothers, like little friends. So of course I gave like 300 power bombs that day.
Did you, both brothers were involved that I've met in this match?
The older one, my stepbrother, he didn't really do anything,
Okay.
but the younger brother,
Right.
yeah.
Daniel Fisher, just a comment. I never liked Paige. I think she has seemed entitled. This movie did not do a good job of changing my mind. Leticia Castillo, I appreciated Zelina Vega's portrayal of AJ Lee, but my question is, did it bother you how they changed AJ's entire personality throughout the film?
AJ's?
Or I think she means Paige.
I've talked about that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Jay Benjamin, who do you think was more important to the current equality of women in WWE? The ones who bridged the transition from divas and sort of got the ball rolling, like AJ Lee, Paige, Natalia, Beth, or the ones who were able to benefit, like Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha?
I think the ones that got the ball rolling, like
I think-
AJ Lee was the one who started it.
Yeah,
as
AJ
much
Lee
as they want to say it was the Bellas.
Was
Yeah.
the whole give divas a chance thing?
yeah.
AJ and Paige. I do think this started the movement, like this.
Right.
rivalry.
Were the Bellas even in like actively wrestling when Paige was there?
Yeah, they were.
Not Paige, when AJ Lee was champ.
They were, yeah,
Yeah.
because they beat her for the title.
Yeah.
Nikki beat her for the Divas Championship.
Nikki beat Paige or AJ?
AJ,
Okay.
yeah. Kevin Brown, I liked the film. Thought the wrestling action was solid, and I liked seeing the story of what it took for her to get where she is. The negative is if you are not a wrestling fan, then the movie would feel kind of blah. Going in, I thought that, so I had my wife not go with me. Better casting for AJ Lee was needed also. I don't know. I thought Vega did really well.
Vega did good. It's just if they put her in something similar to what AJ Lee wore, it would have been better.
Right. El Idolo, who would play each of you guys in a wrestling movie? Thanks. Who would you want to play you in a wrestling movie?
Like about this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Vince Vaughn.
Shit.
He'd be amazing as me.
Yeah, sure. Brian Posehn, I guess.
Bradley Cooper. All right.
There you go.
Good.
Mike Dawes, still my second favorite Page movie. Okay.
Looks like quick
yeah.
trivia. Zach was actually he had a tryout with WB before his sister did in real life.
Oh, really?
That's what it says.
All right. Zach Goodwin, which other male and female wrestlers do you want to know? Do you want to both know and see a film like this made about?
It'd have to be someone with a good story. Like Mick Foley might be a good one.
Yeah. Foley would be good.
Who else would have a good story? Like I don't think Shawn Michaels is a good enough story. He just worked through the ranks, you know?
Yeah.
Probably a Becky story would be good. Becky
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, because she
stopped,
like
she
broke
quit.
her neck.
God, what a better story that would have been.
Yeah.
He really dropped the ball on choosing Paige. didn't
Right,
he?
seriously.
Yeah, if that whole, those sex leaks came out before they did this, they probably would have like, yeah, let's go with something else.
Yeah.
Kevin Key, which NXT women do you think the NXT wrestlers represent in this movie? Only one made it to the WWE and couldn't hack it, and my assumption is that one is Summer Rae. Like the Madison girl was Summer Rae.
According to this, it
maybe.
was supposed to be Charlotte.
But Charlotte
That
doesn't have a
wasn't Charlotte
daughter
at all.
Well, again, it's based.
The only one who's like open about having a daughter is Lacey Evans.
Right.
Yeah. Franklin Romero, the guy in the ring with Paige during the movie wearing the pink singlet, is a coworker of mine. The fame has got to his head with his less than a minute of screen time.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Steve Vellante was the sex tape joke Rock's idea or Paige's? I don't know. It's a tough one. And then Tyrone Grizz, who do you think those other 3 girls in NXT were supposed to be?
Yeah. Go.
You reading this one?
I don't
Yeah.
think they were really
Paige's
supposed to-
hair, in her first tryout, she dyed her hair blonde and got a fake tan. And they didn't like it. So when her second tryout, she just was herself. And that's when they liked her. Interesting.
See, it's just like the movie.
These are from IMDb. I don't know how real these
Yeah.
are, though.
See, it's
Right.
just like the movie.
Fighting with my family. It's just like real life.
Yeah, and then this is true, too. When Paige came out in the movie, the fans were like, who the fuck is this? When in
Yeah.
real life, all NXT people get pops.
Yeah, because it's
Huge
a Raw
pops.
after Mania.
Right.
Yeah. It was a
Exactly.
huge
Yeah.
reaction for Paige.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our review of Fighting
That's it.
with My Family.
Boom.
I kind of want to see the documentary now. It's probably a lot better.
Well,
Yeah.
way better. It has to be.
Yeah, right.
The Rock was watching it when he was touring in 2012.
Yeah.
We were filming Fast and Furious or some shit. He's like, this is good. So I bet it's way better.
Right.
And you see actual wrestling, too, I bet, when they're kids.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so put in the comments, what did you think about the movie? Do you have a favorite scene or something like that? Let us know, and see you guys for the next one.
Later.
What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling. Oh no. And he's always right. Don't you dare have a different opinion. He sounds like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It kinda looks like Kevin Owens. Dean Ambrose is in his daydreams, and Charlotte is in his sex dream. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling. Oh no. Obnoxious, crazy, loud, egocentric, no doubt that's Joe. Self-proclaimed strongest and best-looking man in the world. Loves wrestling, but only part-time. Strong, big players, pretty sublime, yeah. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling, oh no. Every circle's loved, and he can't really hold in his piss. He made hashtag push Eric Gallo push him off a cliff. Doesn't think Stacy Keebler is that high, and we almost forgot Josh. He's just a troll. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling. Oh no. What's wrong with wrestling? What's wrong with wrestling? So much wrong with wrestling. Oh no. Always kill
Lashley.